Today, a 60-foot banner was attached to the top of the decaying roller coaster, proclaiming Belmont Park as San Diego's tax-free home for drug pushers and vagabonds. The Mission Beach Town Council and the Businessmen's Association also say crime is up. New fences can't keep people out, and locked gates often aren't locked at all. The homeless seek refuge here, as many as 24 a night. They start fires to cook and keep warm, and last Tuesday, a mattress caught fire. The park closed in November of 1976, but some electrical outlets are still live, there's still some running water, and the few toilets still intact can't flush. In short, the park has become a health and safety hazard.
First thing we have to do is we have to tear down these fences and allow police cars to roll in and out so the police can patrol the area. The next thing we have to do is we have to get rid of some of these fire traps in places where obviously people can be hurt. Then I think we should go ahead and do some positive things. We should clean up the area. We should take a few of these buildings that we do want to maintain and let's fix them up.
The city's long-range master plan for the facility tentatively calls for an undeveloped park by 1981. Residents of the area accuse Councilman Tom Gade and the city of dragging their feet. A spokesman for Gade told me they recognize the urgent nature of the problem and have asked the Park and Recreation Department to come forward with proposals. Toward that end, Assistant City Manager Ray Blair has called a meeting for next Wednesday. Zayhandler and others say boarding up the buildings does no good. Neither do new fences. They say the city must act, and before 1981, because assaults and drug pushing are getting out of hand. Dave Cohen, News 8 at Belmont Park. These scenes show the roller coaster in its heyday, nearly 23 years ago. Each weekend, thousands would head for Belmont Park for a day along the Midway and a chance to ride the big coaster. Today, the city wants the structure to go to be replaced with passive park space. Bill Evans long has fought to save the coaster, and on Thursday he'll present a different plan to the City Council's Facilities and Recreation Committee. Evans' commercial and recreation-based proposal reportedly would cost $2.5 to $3 million and could be finished within a year. But who would build and how leases would work still are question marks. So too is the reaction from the 18 businesses which already border Belmont Park.
Well, we've tried to arrange it and plan it so we wouldn't be competing with them, that we would be helping them. We would have different types of stores that are not in direct competition to the people across the street.
I believe that Bill's concept is much better than the city's, in that it does quite a bit for quite a few people, and the city's does very little for very few people other than make a 17-acre combat zone. Whether we'd want quite that much commercial in, I don't know.
Renderings are fine, but I want to make sure that there's really going to be a program behind it, and I'll be looking for that. I'm willing to give Mr. Evans or any other entrepreneur who wants to present an alternative project ample time.
In short, a number of aspects remain to be worked out, and city approval isn't assured yet. But for Bill Evans, the roller coaster isn't dead yet. Dave Cohen, News 8, Mission Beach.
They stopped to look, though not for long. Some called it progress, most called it a shame. No one seemed to agree with the city council, though some were able to accept it. All seemed to agree that they were losing an old friend.
We used to bring our son down here, and he used to love to ride the roller coaster. Of course, there was a lot of games and carnival fare.
In 1965, after our son graduated from high school, we came here and it was very crowded. And the roller coaster was running and he went on it about 10 times. He just loved it.
Great memories of the big bands here, and then using the pool was always a joy. My kids learned to swim here.
We just had a ball down here. They used to come from LA down here, all my relatives and the kids. We miss it, but time has to march on.
A court hearing is scheduled next week, a vote next fall, both probably too late. It is possible the intense feelings the debate has generated will carry over to the council election next year, but right now the feelings are more personal and more immediate.
I guess we wore out that roller coaster as many times as we rode it. And then when my kids start coming up, My wife and I would bring them down there, give them $1 a piece, and spend the day. It was a lot of fun. I hate to see it go down.
Ready for the roller coaster?
Every little spot.
2 tickets?
I'm oiling the track.
It's a job that mixes fear and magic. It takes $2 and a ticket, and Omid Aminifard pushing the right buttons.
All I do is right here is just stop a train and let it go when it comes to the station. I gotta make sure I get it right on the spot so people can just walk right in like this. They can just come right into the train. Elbows and arms.
Patrick Daly checks the bars. So does Ned Duke, who has a way of comforting the scared and scaring the comfortable.
I just say, don't worry about it. It's not that bad. There's no loops. Or sometimes I just like to scare them. It's really fast, and there's a few loops in the tunnel over there. You better watch out.
As the Belmont roller coaster takes off, riders get a bumpy trip into history. And for the people who work here, a unique way to earn a paycheck.
I think it's a great ride. It's people love it. Even the people that have written it, you know, back when it first opened in 1925, they come back and they say it's better. It's even better now.
But time really hasn't changed much here. People still rush to their favorite car, and kids stretch to measure up.
All right, no problem.
It's a job with its ups and downs, and it always ends the same. Bob Hansen, News 8, Mission Beach.